We'll have to see if they can build on it. Look, the drought is finally over. Jaguars hadn't run a road game in the U.S. in over a year. It was kind of a long wait as fans were just waiting for it. And they really hadn't done it in Tennessee in this fashion, so color me impressed. Look, Tennessee historically has been a house of horrors for the Jaguars. I mean, it scares them a lot. This is just the second win in Tennessee since 2014. So a win definitely isn't something that you should just sweep under the rug, especially against the Titans in Nashville. It could give the Jaguars a little bit of life down the stretch to finish the season, maybe stack a few wins and, tell everybody that the Jaguars are back. Look ahead at that schedule. The last 4 games, it's honestly kind of a cupcake kind of schedule. Look, realistically, the Jaguars could probably finish the year with 6 or 7 wins. And that might sound crazy, get that kind of reaction from folks when you start to think about it, but it's not out of the question. Wins are always good, but in this case, they can also kind of be bad because it does give the team a little bit of a spark, and they do finish the year on a little bit of a run. Does that convince Shad Khan to give Trent and Doug another year? I don't know. Look, that's honestly your nightmare scenario, right? That's something that's really scary because if they do get to 7 wins, that would be the most wins over a 3-year period since Shad Khan bought the team. So change would be far from a guarantee. After the win against the Patriots, I said the simple thing. Stay the course. And honestly, we could take it to the next level, not background or take it a step back. Don't let a win stop the agenda for change. And that is even more true now. Shad Khan was dropping bars when he dropped the quote to start the season. That's going to be the most quoted thing you hear all year. He said that it was the best team assembled by the Jaguars ever. Ever. And you know what? Having 3 wins in December doesn't exactly add up to that quote. So now let's be serious. Shad didn't just make that line up on his own. Someone in the building told him that, and I can kind of smell a liar. Doug Peterson said on the record, it wasn't him. That leaves one guy. GM Trent Baalke, unmasked by those meddling kids in the gang, right? All roads lead there. I don't know if at your job, but at most jobs I've ever had, making the boss look bad by giving them bad information was kind of frowned upon. And this wasn't even like a little white lie. This was like, he didn't just stretch the truth. This was, I got some beachfront property in Idaho for sale of level of lies. This was, the Jaguars scored 10 points today against the Titans, and it seemed like a small miracle type of lie. So let's not lose sight of the need to just go on ahead and gut the building. And now while Doug will get most of the blame, the line of folks that needs to start packing their offices has to start with that guy right there, Trent Baalke. Don't worry, we'll find a way to tell him and break the bad news. And you know what? When the owner says that this was the best team in franchise history, that just expedites the fact he's got to go. When the bar was set that high and wins against teams that are in the race for a top 5 draft pick, they shouldn't be applauded, they should be expected. With that in mind, even if the Jaguars ran the table the rest of the way, the only quality team they would have beaten this year is the Colts. So even at 7-10, that should be considered nowhere good enough. 7-10 is still bad.